Welcome back to the channel, guys. I got a special guest today. I know I've been talking about it um, during the whole series about Amazon on how you scale up and but absolutely free. We have a special guest. I found this guy on a Facebook group, and I actually been following him, and he's been scaling up just from the start. He started in retail arbitrage, and he's here. His name is Tyler Nelson. Thank you for coming on the channel, Tyler. Okay. So, what made you get started with Amazon? Oh wow. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wow. Uh, okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. Oh no. Okay. I want to say wow. Yeah. Wow. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So you kind of got a profit right away, kind of. So in your story, okay. And guys, that's what we're kind of telling you. To get started, man, just get started with retail arbitrage. That's the best way that I've got started. I mean, and Tyler says that's how he got started with retail arbitrage. The thing that we stress about retail arbitrage is it gets you familiar with the system. Okay, about how to send stuff in. What do you think, Tyler? Uh,
early to like February 2014. By the end of 2014, I was 95% FBA.
Wow.
And I just continued to do a lot of online arbitrage. I was living in Alaska. You can only buy so much stuff in retail stores. There's only 3 Targets in the entire state.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, it doesn't matter, guys, where you start. I mean, where you are in the country. I mean, he says he's in Alaska and he started in Alaska. So, guys, the thing is just to get started. Now,
if you're in Hawaii and you're listening to this, you can do retail arbitrage in Hawaii. Last February, I went to Hawaii and I expensed it as a business trip because I filled the rental SUV with
wow.
stuff, sent it in, and the profit was more than the cost of the trip.
Wow. Wow. So what are some good practices when starting Amazon? I mean, is there a way? What I discussed in some of my video series is a way to find profitable products. What's some of the best practices to find profitable products?
Well, the best practice is if you're in a retail store, take out your phone, scan apps, scan everything. So if you're in the checkout line at Menards and there's some weird product there, scan them. I found there was a pallet of something at Menards a couple of years ago, and I was standing in line. I was checking it out with a bunch of Easter candy. It was early April, and Easter was in a couple of weeks. So then I scanned this. I'm like, wait, this is $7.50, and it sells for $24, and it's ranked 90 in its category. That category was this basic, which is a subset of this, but 90 for basic is still pretty good. That product, it tanked after 3 months, but I cleared out that Menards. I cleaned up the other 2 around me, and when they would restock, I'd put it in another in-store pickup order. That product in 2 months I sold 1,000, and I made $4 a piece.
Wow. See, again, guys,
I was waiting in line to check out.
Wow. So you got a little bit into the Amazon Seller app, and I talked about that in the retail arbitrage portion of the series that we're doing. What are some other tools you use? Because I know you went into the online arbitrage too. Because I also did videos on online arbitrage. So what are some of the products you use for that?
So for online arbitrage, I use tactical arbitrage a little bit here and there, just like sift through a sale very quickly. But most of what I do is manual. I spent $13,000 this morning manually.
Wow.
With one website. I took a discount and then I stacked a coupon on top of it. The coupon was for 20% off. So I went from $14 an item, and then the discount in the store, and then the 20% off, and I ended up paying $8 an item. So and I bought like 1,400 or some stupid number of them across the brand.
Wow.
So you have to learn how to stack discounts, and these products wouldn't be profitable otherwise. Most of them sell for 20, 22. The payment's 12. At an $8 buy cost, I'm making a 50% ROI. When if I bought for retail, I would have been losing money.
There you go. And we also talked about coupon stacking in one of the videos I did was coupon stacking and then the online coupons or whatever. So when's the best time that you started scaling? When was the first time you and the best time you started scaling? And a two-part question: is it because you hear about these courses and these guys telling you that it's not profitable to retail arbitrage because there's no point scaling? Is that correct?
So what I found is in the state of Alaska, I hit the limiting factor of retail arbitrage unless I wanted to hop onto a plane to go to another part of Alaska, and which wouldn't be worth it. So what I did is I moved back to Wisconsin. I was born and raised in Wisconsin. I moved the day after I turned 16 to Alaska. When I was 21, I moved back to Alaska. I could finally do a bunch of adult things at that point, and so I moved to Wisconsin and started taking advantage of more stores, more places that wouldn't ship to Alaska. Like I had one place that I tried placing an order for a bunch of video games, and Alaska wasn't an option for the States.
Wow.
I'm calling. I'm like, hey, are you guys missing one? And they're like, we don't ship internationally. Another place said, we don't ship via dog sled.
Wow.
I was torqued about that.
Okay.
So I called back and I'm like, whoever said this is not great play and whatnot. So I moved to Wisconsin and then I was got to buy things online and have them come direct to my door, and I don't even have to get dressed for the day.
There you go.
I was doing a lot of online arbitrage, and that really scaled up. I started doing replenishables then because I'm like, instead of just these sales where I can stack the coupons, I want to find things that I can sell, just buy this month and sell, then buy again next month. Like those products that I talked about this morning were not on sale. They were just stacking an everyday sale with a coupon that I can get from time to time, and I try to buy enough to last me until there's another coupon.
There you go. That's a good practice. I never even used that practice. That's a very good practice there.
So overall, I try to buy about 30 days worth of something at a time. But if sales only every other month, I'll buy 2 months worth.
Okay. That's something I've never known. So that's something I can throw into my practice. So what are some of your feelings on wholesaling and then private labeling?
So private label is something I've never dealt with, but it's there's money in it for people. But private label on Amazon is a far different beast than just importing a product and selling it, because you have to compete with instead of just competing for shelf space in a retail store with the other 2 brands right there, you're competing with 200 brands on Amazon, unless you're bringing to the table a new product or something that's revolutionary or different. Like if you want to do private label, the best advice that I've heard is look at the negative reviews of your competitors. Find why the people don't like the product and fix it.
Oh wow. Okay. That's a good practice right there.
Wholesale is just advanced online arbitrage. Instead of dealing with a checkout system or a register, you're dealing with a sales rep.
There you go.
Or a distribution portal where distributors will have a lot more brands than just a company. A company might have 3 brands that's on the sell, but if they work through a distributor, then there may be 3,000 brands for that distributor. That's something that I've done a lot with, especially on seasonal products.
Yeah.
So then I don't have to hunt down all these companies for the seasonal products I want to carry. I just buy from one distributor.
Yep, and guys, that's why I teach, and mainly in the series. That's why Tyler, if you never seen the series, I mainly go over wholesale. I mean, I start with retail arbitrage. I move into online arbitrage, but mainly it's wholesale. I'm going to teach private labeling because I did start a private labeling, and it didn't work out because I did yoga mats and yoga equipment. And if you don't know anything about yoga mats and yoga equipment, there is thousands upon thousands of brands. And I was ending up on page 24, and I just couldn't crack that. So me and the wife, we just shut down our company, and then that's why I want to kind of teach it so people could actually see that private labeling isn't as easy as some of the people are telling you, and how they're marketing private labeling. If you, like he said, if you don't come to the market with something brand new or you don't have something innovative, it's kind of hard to get cracking on private labeling. You're gonna lose a lot of money that way. Okay, so for you guys that don't know, he spoke a little bit about it. He has a warehouse. What made you get a warehouse?
So I actually moved back to Alaska. I was working with the prep center
Okay.
in Illinois, and I moved to Alaska back. I'm like, okay, I'll have everything go to the prep center, and I'll be hiking and fishing and hunting and hanging out with my friends and family up there. 2 weeks after I moved, some things started to shift at the prep center, and there were some irreconcilable differences on ethical strategies between me and them.
Okay.
So I wasn't fan of some of their ethical stuff. So I'm like, I've got to find a new solution. So that new solution ended up that same day. Some things happened. Someone from Indiana that I used to be very close with is like, hey, I don't have time to source inventory for my own business, and I don't have the skills for it. But if you'll source for me, I'll cut you in for a share of my company. So I'm like, well, why don't we do that? But why don't we also start like a prep center? So we did that, and it went really well. And then he decided that he didn't like spending his time involved in the prep center. So he's no longer part of it. But now here in Indiana, I met the wonderful young woman that is now my wife. So
Congratulations, by the way.
And with some loving in-laws and my wife here, we are now here to stay.
Wow.
So it was like
Okay. Okay. And okay, so a lot of these people on the portion of this interview of the series don't know that we're going to go into the prep center. I haven't got to the video on that. So, what is actually a prep center?
So instead of dealing with your own inventory in your own garage or your own warehouse, like let's say you live in a high-rise condo, you can't have a pallet delivered to you. You don't want to deal with all these boxes going up and down the elevator, the stairs, or whatever. We've got clients that live in a variety of places. Like one of the guys lives in New York City. This dude, if he wants to do retail arbitrage, just take the subway.
All right.
But with us, if everything gets shipped to here, and then we deal with it on the client's behalf. We ship it to Amazon. So we handle the polybag, the bubble wrap, the stickering. But more than that, we also handle their human resources. They don't have to hire employees. We've done that, and that's what they're paying for.
Wow. Guys, that's very good, especially if you're gonna want to go into private labeling. You're gonna need a prep center, no matter what. So I mean,
with private label, let's say you buy 6 pallets of inventory from over from China, but you only want to ship one per month to Amazon. We can store the inventory, and for cheaper than keeping it on Amazon, we bill at currently $30 a skid, where I think Amazon's about 100 a skid to store.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
And then we can trickle that inventory in as needed.
Okay. Okay. So how long you been in the industry? You've been in the industry about 6 years, right?
I've been selling. I made my first sale on Amazon in October of 2011, so I'm going on 9 years on Amazon. I've been selling full time on Amazon since December of 2012, and I did one semester of college, spring of 2013, and I dropped out. And ever since then, I worked a couple part time jobs when I was still living in Alaska. Other than that, I've been fully supporting myself with Amazon and e-commerce.
Okay. Okay. So it's not basically an overnight thing, right?
No, it's taken years and years of grinding to get where I am now. But I've gotten to a point where I have invested so much time and energy into finding these wonderful, profitable, replenishable products that I've been able to step back.
Good. 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 Okay. So you've been in the industry for quite a long time. What is your take on courses?
Courses, I only paid for one. It was a private label course. I spent $2,000, and I couldn't even focus on going through it.
Okay.
So I feel like I wasted $2,000 on that. But overall, most of them give information that is either going to become outdated or you can find for free.
And that's the whole point of this series is that I'm giving you everything for free. Now I'm not as big as Tyler because I do it part time or I'm full time during Q4 or part time during the rest of the year. And most of those courses you can find exactly on Amazon and the Amazon University. And so
instead of spending $1,000 on a course, you could go to ASD in Vegas for free once COVID is down. Once COVID's no more, I was a little upset about COVID canceling 2 of them. I was going to propose to my wife overlooking the Lake Mead overlook at the March ASD.
Oh wow.
So I had to change those plans around. But you can go to something like ASD, it's totally free. With your flight, meals, Uber, get a cheap hotel, you're spending $1,000. And with that, you're getting real life info from other people and make some friends, go out and, go to a show or talk some shop at a blackjack table. The best, most valuable information I've gotten from people has been after midnight while I'm doing networking activities and whatnot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So, just to wrap it up, how has your life changed with Amazon?
So, due to Amazon, I am my own boss. I make my own hours. Just earlier today, I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to be back in 12 minutes. I've got to go drive by a house that is interesting because my wife and I are shopping for a house right now.
Okay.
And due to Amazon, when we do buy this house, we won't need a mortgage.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
We're also very frugal. If you're in California, no, we wouldn't be doing that. But here in Southern Indiana, the cost of living is very low.
Okay. Okay. And it's a nice, like for me, it's a nice side gig. It's a nice 3,000 extra bucks during quarter 4. So
My mom is still at Amazon part time.
okay, see,
And she works from home, so she's able to be there for when UPS comes and when UPS drops and picks up and things like that. So she's trained the UPS guy just to, even if he doesn't have anything, she probably does.
right?
So she doesn't have to take it to the hopper pay for pickups.
Wow, that's a beautiful relationship right there. All right, thank you, Tyler, for everything you explained to us, and much success on your journey with Amazon.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
All right, yep.